Well, I'd say you certainly deck these halls for the holidays. Holidays.
Does he ever stop going, or is this a 24/7 kind of thing? He just keeps going. Hand over the wine. It's eggnog. Pass it over.
Yes, do have some. It's my special recipe.
Socks again. No offense, Patton, but I wouldn't consider having them around a happy time. I've got to agree, Patton. Do we really need to hang out with that lot?
Now come on, you two. Don't be a Donner and Glitzy. It didn't work as well as I thought it would. But the holidays are a time for everyone to be together, so I thought it might be nice.
So I would have to disagree there, bestie.
Oh?
It's a time where we manipulate the elderly to give us their generational wealth. After all, if it wasn't for those three spirits, would Scrooge have shared his generational wealth? Certainly not. I say we start to go into houses of very rich people and gaslight them and force them to be good people. And by being good people, I mean showing them their graves and showing them where they went wrong. And then they give me all of their money, and I wouldn't do anything bad with it because I'm anti-capitalist.
Gee, Jan, I sort of thought...
That's not what it's about at all. It's about those of us who are unseen, who work to make life better for others. Like this one sick story where this poor family moves into this house with a spider problem, but the spiders weren't actually a problem because they went out to go chop a tree, but the tree was kind of sad and they couldn't afford decorations for the kids. But you know what happened? The spiders decorated it with their spider webs. And in the morning when the sun shone on it, the spider webs turned to gold. Which, when you think about it, is what were those spiders eating? But the point still stands. Oh, come off it, Ghost of Christmas Present. Don't you think the holidays are about something more, something whimsical? Much like in the Nutcracker, where a young boy finds a lovely toy and it breaks, and he fixes it up, and then on the stroke of midnight, the tree's growing super tall and he's shrinking, and then suddenly there's a Nutcracker, but the Nutcracker is also a prince, and the Nutcracker prince is fighting the Mouse King, which why is it a mouse? Mice are lovely. You know what's really bad? Rats. Why isn't it a rat king? Why are we accepting this propaganda about mice? But anyway, and then it gets slain, and then they go off to live happily ever after. And then there's some stuff about a sugar plum fairy, but nobody cares about that, and the second half of it's racist anyway, so. What was that even supposed to be about? No offense, but that was way too abstract, Princey. I never.
As usual, it's up to the better creativity to tell the best story.
Once upon a time, there was this guy called the Grinch. And he was called the Grinch because he was stinky. So, he lived away from everybody else down in Whoville. Well, the Whos liked to celebrate Christmas, and the Grinch didn't like to celebrate Christmas. So he broke into their house, and he stole all the toys, and he stole other things, and he slithered on the floor. And yeah.
And down in Whoville, they say the Grinch is 3 sizes that day.
Ew. Well, I've officially lost my Christmas spirit.
No, I wouldn't say that exactly. Logan, you have to have some way to save this, right?
Indeed I do. Do you realize how many OSHA violations that jolly old man breaks? 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, which caused me to go into much distress, for mice are nocturnal, and at night they don't rest. So I, playing the role of inspector, went to go check our old carbon monoxide detector, when what should I see, much to my surprise, but Santa Claus walking around, causing my temper to rise. For you see, that old man was the bane of my existence, and his breaking of rules is oh so persistent. Hopping down chimneys with fires alight certainly might make someone's new year bright. So this year, I won't let it slide. so that next year, maybe, instead of Rudolph, OSHA will be his guide. And now I am done rhyming because Roman made me rhyme, and I don't like to.
That wasn't exactly what I...
Wow, Logan, just what every child wants to hear, that Santa's going to jail.
Yeah, what a nerd.
Nope, no, you are not part of this.
Come on, you guys. None of that is what the season's about.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl, and she was selling matches for her family. Unfortunately, it was Christmas Day, and nobody was buying any. So, as the night wore on, she got so cold, but she knew that she had to sell these matches. Well, eventually she got so cold, she lit one match to warm herself. And when she did, she saw wonderful things, like a beautiful tall Christmas tree and tons of food. She was so very happy in that vision, but eventually it wore away. So she struck another match, and this time she saw her grandmother who had passed away, and she hugged her like it was yesterday. And the grandmother said, "Oh, my child, come with me." And, well, the little match girl did. Well, the next day, when the people came to the square, they saw her there, having frozen in the night. She wanted to warm herself, the people said. No one imagined what beautiful things she'd seen, and how happily she'd gone with her old grandmother into the bright new year.
So, now do you understand?
What a terrible story. Yeah, what the heck, Patton? What were we supposed to learn from that? Metaphor isn't exactly your strong suit, Patton. Perhaps leave to someone more well-versed in it. I fear that we've made a mistake. Oh, well done, Logan. Finally paying attention to someone else's feelings other than your own. I didn't mean to hurt the little fluffball's feelings.
I did.
Okay, we really messed up. We've got to fix this. And how exactly do we do that? The only way we know how.
With a song.
I was going to say the Christmas spirit, but a song works even better.
Just wanted to make our first year together special, and now everyone's more upset than if we hadn't been together at all. Fellas, what are you doing here? I kind of assumed you were all still upset.
Frankly, Patton, we were being a cotton-headed ninny-muggins. I mean, he's not wrong.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Yes, but we would. This season may be nothing but an excuse to line billionaires' pockets. But there was a but coming. It means something to you. It may not mean the same to us, and I still don't like them, but it means a lot to you, and we could have at least tried to get along. And because of that, we all work together to give you something. Sort of like an early Christmas present.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas.
hate singing.
We recognize that it's not exactly an apology, and if you need time to forgive us, then
No. It's perfect. Thank you. This is all I wanted all along, was us all to be together.
we love you, Pat. Happy holidays. Yes, and a happy winter solstice.